talking butterfly. Leo, a small and fluffy Pomeranian, loved his garden more than anything. Every morning, as soon as the sun peeked out, he would run outside to play among the colorful flowers. His favorite activity was chasing his little red ball, which bounced cheerfully on the soft green grass like a carpet. One day, while he was playing, his red ball rolled away and hid in a bush of very tall blue flowers. "Oh, no!" barked Leo, running towards the flowers. He sniffed left and right, poking his little muzzle between the stems, but there was no trace of his beloved ball. Just as he was about to give up, a bright light caught his attention. A wonderful butterfly, with wings of a bright blue that seemed made of the sky, gracefully descended and landed on a flower right in front of his nose. The butterfly glowed with a magical, enchanted light. "Are you looking for something, little furry friend?" said a sweet, crystal-clear voice. Leo jumped in surprise. A talking butterfly? Impossible. He looked around, left and right, thinking he had imagined it all. But there was no one else. Just him and the sparkling butterfly. The butterfly giggled, a sound like a tiny bell. "It was me who spoke," she said. "Don't be afraid. My name is Sky." "And what's your name?" Leo, still stunned, could barely answer. I'm Leo. But butterflies don't talk," he exclaimed with a small bark. "Well, I do," replied Sky, twirling elegantly. "I am a magical butterfly, and I can do many special things. I saw your red ball roll right in here. Would you like me to help you find it?" Leo's tail began to wag so hard it made his whole body wiggle. "Yes, please." Sky took flight, her blue light growing even brighter. "Then follow me," she chirped. The butterfly led Leo through the garden, along hidden paths between fragrant roses and under large fern leaves that looked like green umbrellas. It was an exciting adventure. They arrived in a secret corner of the garden, where there was an old stone fountain covered in moss. The water no longer flowed, but the basin was filled with a soft green carpet. Leo had never seen this place before, and looked at it with eyes full of wonder. Sky flew lightly to the edge of the fountain. "Look in there," she said, pointing with a wing. Leo stretched up on his hind legs to peek inside, and there it was! His red ball was there, safe and sound, nestled on the soft moss as if in a cozy nest. With a happy leap, Leo jumped into the fountain and grabbed his ball. Then he turned to his new friend. "Thank you, Sky. Thank you so much. You're the best butterfly friend in the whole world," he said, wagging his tail harder than ever and giving Sky a small, gentle nudge with his nose. Sky smiled. "You're welcome, Leo. This garden is full of secrets and magic. If you look carefully and with an open heart, you can find wonders everywhere." Her wings shimmered, scattering a golden dust into the air that smelled of honey and wildflowers. To show him, Sky took him to see a spider web hidden between two rose branches. The morning dewdrops were trapped among the thin threads, and, in the sunlight, they sparkled like tiny diamonds. "See?" whispered Sky. "Magic." Leo's jaw dropped. Then she showed him a line of busy ants carrying tiny crumbs. "Look, Leo. It's a little parade," Sky said cheerfully. "Each one of them has an important job, and they all work together." Leo had never thought ants could be so interesting. They saw a ladybug slowly climbing up a blade of grass. "That's a brave explorer," explained Sky, "climbing a giant green mountain to see the world from above." Leo imagined the little ladybug with a tiny backpack and hiking boots. Leo understood that his garden wasn't just a place to run and play. It was a whole world, full of little magical stories happening every single day. You just had to stop, look, and listen, and having a special friend like Sky helped a lot. The sun began to set, painting the sky orange and pink. "It's getting late," Sky said softly. "I have to go home before it gets dark." Her blue light seemed even brighter against the warm colors of the sunset. Leo felt a little sad. "Will I see you again?" asked Leo, his voice trembling a little. He didn't want his new friend to leave. "Of course," replied Sky, landing for a moment on his nose. "Magic is always here for those who know how to look for it. Come find me tomorrow, and we'll have another adventure." With one last elegant flutter of her wings, Sky took flight. She rose higher and higher into the twilight sky, becoming a tiny, sparkling blue star until she disappeared among the first evening stars. Leo followed her with his gaze until he could see her no more. Clutching his red ball tightly, Leo slowly walked towards the door of his house, where a warm light was waiting for him. He felt happy and a little tired. He knew that from that day on, his garden would never be the same. It was now a place full of secrets and magical friends. That night, Leo dreamed. He dreamed of flying over his garden, with Sky twirling beside him. Together, they explored a world where the flowers sang and the stars came down to play on the grass. It was the most beautiful dream he had ever had, full of lights and colors. The next morning, as soon as he woke up, Leo ran out into the garden. Not just to play with his ball, but to look for magic. He looked carefully under every leaf and behind every flower, his heart full of hope and excitement for the new day. He said good morning to the parade of ants, who seemed to greet him by waving their antennae. He watched an explorer ladybug begin her climb and smiled at the dewdrops sparkling like the diamonds Sky had shown him. Everything had become special. Then, with his heart beating fast, he ran to the bush of tall blue flowers where it had all begun the day before. He sat there, his tail moving slowly on the grass, waiting and hoping to see his magical friend again. Who knew what adventures awaited him? And then, there she was! A small blue light appeared among the petals. Sky flew down and landed on a flower, as brilliant as ever. "Good morning, Leo," she chirped. "Are you ready for a new adventure today?" Leo's heart filled with joy. His friend was back. Leo barked happily. Of course he was ready. The garden was there, waiting to be explored, full of magic and wonders. And with a friend like Sky, every day would be an unforgettable adventure. If you want to discover more of Leo's adventures, follow our channel.